A few weeks ago, myself and Paul interviewed a very tired-looking Brendon from Panic at the Disco. He gave us a rundown of their hectic last few months, chats about being on TRL, and professes his love for Journey. All in a day's work, really. It was recorded around the back of the cockpit in Leeds after their show there, so it was fairly noisy, but I think I've managed to edit the worst of it out, so here it is.
Whose decision was it to create a more dancey kind of sound for the album as opposed to the demos that were out last year?
That was more like being in we played in this practice place where there's a bunch of other bands playing around you, and all the other bands sounded the same, and we were we don't want to sound like them, so we just kind of randomly we all were fans of dance music, like Daft Punk and stuff, so we just decided to add some electronics, and then that changed when Ryan started listening to more musicals and show tunes and stuff, and kind of was influenced by that, and we just started writing weirder, vaudeville type things. So.
Which kind of bands influenced your sound?
I'd say first half of the record, Third Eye Blind, Counting Crows, bands like that. Second half, Queen, John Bryan, Danny Elfman, who's a composer. It's weirder type stuff like that.
There's quite a sleazy vibe.
Sleazy?
Is that a Vegas thing?
I don't know. We're all big sleazeballs.
What's the theme behind the I Write Sins video? It's quite an extravagant video for a new band.
Right. I don't know, that was kind of random. We sat down with the director and just we're talking randomly, just we wanted to be a circus, we wanted to be a carnival. So he's yeah, how about we have this idea where the grooms.
No, you did.
Mike Carden, everybody, Mike Carden. No, and so we just kind of came up with, we'll have a groom and a bride getting married. She's not faithful to him. Her family's really uptight with kind of emotionless faces, and his family's insane, circus freaks, for lack of a better term. So that was the basis, and it just gets crazy. So
why choose that as a first single? I mean, there's obviously plenty of singles on that record. Why choose that one?
I don't know. I think we really like the second half of the record better, and I don't know, that one kind of represented what we were going for without being too weird and being too isolating ourselves. So we just. Yeah, I don't know, it seemed like the best choice at the time. We all like that song, so.
Plenty of rumours going around about what's going on next, and there's plenty of rumours today about signing to Atlantic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, there's something actually I'd heard a few times before. What's the deal? I gather you're being distributed over here with Atlantic, is that right?
Yeah, we had been talking to a couple labels, and we just kind of met with them, and yeah, basically we've just been talking.
So far it's just distro rather than a full-on song.
Right, yeah, exactly. So.
There's obviously, I've just had to junior varsity this as well, there's the Punk Goes 90 comp on Fearless. Is that something you're part of, or?
No. I don't think so.
If it was, which 90s song would you cover and why?
We were actually going to do it. We were going to do Seal's Kiss from a Rose from that Batman movie. I don't know, that was random too, that was a random decision. We were in the car and it just came on, we're oh god, this is brilliant. Yeah. So, yeah, we were going to do that one, I guess.
Because you were playing some pretty odd covers tonight in between,
Little Casey and JoJo.
Yeah. Why? I mean,
I'm a fan of that stuff, the old, 90s, hits. I'm into pop songs, I really enjoy all that stuff. And, music today, all the pop I'm not really into, it kind of just got really crappy, and I don't know, that's some of the good old stuff that I grew up on, I guess. So.
What are the bands that you're into at the moment?
At the moment, I'm always up for Journey. I kind of grew up on them. And I'm in love with Journey. Steve Perry is God, besides Freddie Mercury. But Queen, I don't know. I listened to the Sirens record. We toured with them. They're awesome guys. Yeah. And I don't know. I really enjoyed their album. Listened to God, I can't even think. The Eagles, Elton John. I don't know, I listen to older.
Is there nothing
stuff.
newer that takes your fancy, or any bands you've toured with, or?
No, I like some of the newer stuff Arcade Fire and Cursive and Bright Eyes and stuff. I'm really into that.
Because that doesn't really come across in your music necessarily. It's,
right.
I was expecting a bit more poppy. It's,
right.
No offense. Just.
Oh no, totally.
Yeah.
No, I'm still into a lot of pop, but more 90s, early pop.
Yeah. So there's no necessarily any bands around now that you might think, maybe they're Cartels or those kind of bands.
I mean, they're all good bands.
Yeah.
It's not my music particularly, but they're still all good bands. They're good guys too. So.
But you can see why the kids who like your kind of music are the ones who like the same things like Valencia and Cartel and things like that.
Yeah. I can see the similarities. I don't know. Plus, we toured with them, and people familiarize themselves since we're a new band with us. So, yeah.
As a final question, what can we expect from the second record? Can we expect more of the second half of the first record, or
we're hoping
more dancey, or?
Yeah, we're hoping that we kind of want to go the last song on our first record. is like kind of like the first song on the second record, and like we want our sophomore album to be a little more clever, a little smarter. We kind of want to get away from like the pop. Just kind of write like what we really wanted to write, like stuff that we're really into. We like weirder stuff, so probably expect more like the second half, like the last 2 songs of the album, like more like that. So.
Listening to that just reminded me of the 2 girls who were near us when we were recording that around the back of the cockpit. They flew out to the UK just to follow Panic around on tour. Personally, I think they were a pair of mentalists, but you've got to admire the dedication. I don't think you'll see Panic back at venues the size of the cockpit again, so it'll be interesting to see if they can like make their drum machine bits work on a big stage like the one at Give It a Name at the end of April.